This little one here is going to be going home in 4 weeks. One question I'm often asked is, how can you send these babies home? Doesn't it break your heart? And you might be surprised, but my answer is, ideally, families choose these puppies, these babies, when they're only a few days old. And from that moment on, I stopped thinking of this puppy as my puppy. This puppy already has a family waiting. They're dreaming, they're planning, they're counting down the days until they can finally meet. By then, I've already gotten to know their story. I know what brought them to contact me with Spartan Rottweilers. I know about the dog that they lost, they loved. I know what they're hoping is going to be different this time, and what this puppy already means to them, long before they even get to hold him. So while the puppies are in my care, I don't see them as mine. I see them as my responsibility. Makes me think of that old Spider-Man quote, with great power comes great responsibility. That's what I think. The first 8 weeks of your puppy's life is my responsibility to give them the very best start that I know how. And that responsibility shapes everything that I do. Every puppy is handled individually from the time that they're just a few days old. And as they grow, I introduce new sights and sounds and textures and people and experiences. They grow up in the middle of our home, learning that everyday life is normal. I introduce crates and collars and leashes and walking on a leash and thresholds, car rides, grooming, and all the things that they're going to see when they get home. I don't rush them or force things on them. I just help them to discover that the world is a safe and interesting place. I don't just raise puppies. I help families raise great dogs. That's why I send video updates every Saturday. I know waiting 8 weeks can feel like a really long time, and I want them to watch their puppy grow instead of simply just picking them up at the end. It is so fun to watch how they change every week. 1 week they can go from figuring something out to the next week of, well, they've been doing it all their life. And if your puppy does something that makes me laugh or smile, you better believe I am going to be sending you a video. Some things are just too good to wait until the next weekend. I found that families really like the twice-a-week pup date text that I send. They cover everything from vaccinations to socialization to puppy biting and crate training and what to expect if your puppy is flying home on a plane. If this is your first puppy, my goal is to answer your questions before you even know what to ask. So you're going to be as prepared as possible before puppy day arrives. And if you've already had dogs before, then they're great reminders, because it's amazing how quickly you forget about some of those little things, because this time goes by like a flash. But they're going to play a huge role in shaping what your dog is going to become. I want to make the most of that time. Could I raise puppies with less time and less effort? Probably. But every decision I make comes back to this simple question. Will this help the puppy, or will it help the puppy's family? And if the answer is yes, then it's worth doing. Because by the time the puppy day arrives, I have spent 8 weeks getting your puppy ready for the transition to your home. I have spent many, many nights getting up to check on them and praying for them as they were being born and caring for them every single day since. My job has been to give them the very best start I know how before they become part of your family. Then on puppy day, I get the privilege of handing over them to the family who's been loving them right alongside me. Do I miss them? Absolutely. But honestly, they were never really my puppies. They were always yours. I just got the privilege and the responsibility of helping them get there.